and welcome to I Ramble So Much That I Need to Make Myself a List just so I can stay on track and not get distracted. And also, I have glasses now. I mean, I've had glasses, but these are new ones. But anyway, auditions. Let's talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
So, first on my little list that I made, and the first thing you really need to do when you audition for a show, any show really, you gotta choose who you're auditioning for. This is mainly for like community theater and like regional theater and whatever it is you're doing that is not Broadway and not professional theater. Because guess what? I haven't done either. But hey, anyway, getting back on track, choosing your role. Now, choosing your role is like the biggest thing that you can do to actually help you get the role that you want and that you are auditioning for, because if you choose the wrong role, and yes, that can happen, you can choose the wrong role to audition for, then you're more than likely not going to get that role because it's the wrong role. Like, as an example of what the wrong role would be, let's say the show I was auditioning for was Matilda Jr. It was like it's a junior version of Matilda. So it's all like kids and teenagers. But I went in there as a teenager and auditioned for the character or the role of Matilda. That case would be me auditioning for the wrong role. Here's why. Matilda is a child. I mean, sure, technically I am still a child, but she is really young. She's maybe 7 or 8 years old. Around that. I'm not exactly sure, but she's in that age range. I am not. I do not even look as if I am in that age range. If I went in there to those auditions and said I was auditioning for Matilda, the director or whoever's doing the casting will look at me like I am insane. They will look at me like I am clinically insane. You do not want them to look at you like you are clinically insane, because you just happen to choose the wrong role to audition for. You want to choose a role that is within your age range. So the character, like if you're 13, you don't have to audition for only characters that are 13 years old. No. If you look a little bit older, you can play somebody that's maybe 15 or about like 14, 15, or you could possibly play somebody that's 11 or 12. Or maybe even younger if you happen to look really young. But you're not going to be going in there as a 13-year-old auditioning for a character that's 8. Because that's just crazy talk. So that is one main thing that you definitely want to do a little bit of research on. If you don't know much about the show and there's this role that you want to audition for, Google will be your friend. Google it. And then after you know what the age of the character is, if it's within your age range and you think you're all good, not yet. You gotta make sure the vocal range is right too. So let's say I am, again, Matilda Jr. It's a bunch of kids and teens. The teens are going to be given the roles that are adult characters. And so let's say I'm auditioning for Miss Honey. Miss Honey, she is a mezzo soprano. She sings some higher notes. That would be a good role for me. I am a mezzo soprano, around that, to say the least. I'm in that range, and so is that character. While I mean, most of the female characters in that show are around that range, so I could audition for any of them. But Miss Honey's the way she sings, like the songs she sings, sounds better with my voice rather than Miss Trunchbull or Matilda's mother, which I can't remember her name, but you know, it's okay. But that's the kind of stuff you got to think about, and we'll go more in depth in that whenever we talk about choosing your song for your audition. But another example of something, let's say you're a guy and you're auditioning for Hadestown Teen Edition. And let's say you're a guy that is a tenor. You wouldn't go auditioning for Hades that is a baritone borderline bass, at least in the teen edition. Now, if you're a Hadestown fan, I know in the Broadway and national tour, Hades is a bass. But I'm not so sure about what the teen edition sounds like, but it's probably like baritone borderline bass. But you wouldn't go in as a tenor trying to audition for Hades. You'd want to audition for someone either like Hermes or someone like Orpheus or literally any of the ensemble members / workers, whatever you want to call them. That's the kind of person you would want to, that's the kind of role that you would want to audition for. Somebody that your voice type will fit, as well as your age range and whatever age you could appear to be, to say the least. Now, what song do you choose? It all depends on your vocal range, to say the least. It also depends on the kind of character that you're auditioning for. Let's keep with the Hadestown scenario. Let's say you're a guy auditioning for Hadestown and you have a deep voice. You can sing the songs for Hades. You're not going to want to sing a song that doesn't show off that deep voice, you know? You're going to want to show them that you can sing really deep. You can sing the songs that Hades has. And you're also going to want to find a song that's not super upbeat, that like cheery and happy, because in general, Hades isn't really that kind of character. What you have to take into consideration is not only the vocal range of the character, but also the personality. Like, Hades isn't going to be walking on stage like la-di-da-di-da, today's a great day, hi everybody, I'm happy, I love everything. No, he's not going to walk on stage like that. He's going to walk on stage very menacing and just showing that he has authority and power, because that's the kind of character that he is. You want to find a song that portrays that. But disclaimer, and listen to me, read my lips if you cannot hear me. Do not, and I repeat, do not choose a song from the show you're auditioning for. It's one of those unspoken rules, to say the least. Just don't do it unless it's a requirement from the director. Unless that's like a requirement for your audition to sing a song from the show, do not do it unless it's a requirement. But that's about it for choosing your song. Choose a song that's within your vocal range, fits the vocal range of the character as well, because they should be, around the same. Yours and the character should be around the same. And then choose a song that fits the vibe and the personality of the character to show that you can also give off those vibes whenever you're performing.
Oh, yeah.
So, big thing with auditions is that you don't want to be late. Which it sounds like, oh yeah, you don't want to be late. Obviously, you wouldn't want to be late. But it's really, really big that I need to stress this just as much as the point that I stressed earlier. Do not be late at all. Because if you are late, it can distract people who are already up and auditioning if it's like an open audition where everybody's in the room and you're auditioning. But it just shows that you have more respect for the directors and their time, because if you're late, it meant that it shows the directors that your time was more important than their time that they're giving you to audition. And sure, it's a little like, why would they just automatically assume that? But it's one of those things where it's like, it's just out of respect. You want to actually show up on time, because it can be very distracting and it can just show that you're also not really much of a reliable person. Because if you're coming in late and you're auditioning for a lead role, those directors are going to be like, no, you are not reliable. Bye. I mean, they may not be that rude, but I mean, there's some out there, But still, regardless, that's pretty much why you don't want to be late. It's really big that you are not late. And going off of being late, there's the term fashionably late. You want to dress nice, obviously, but don't make that the reason that you're late, please. No. And going off of that, dress nice for your audition, because it shows the directors and casting director that you see this as a important event. You see this as something that you need to dress nice for, because it's important to you, and you know that it is important to the director, casting director, or whoever's there. Because, I mean, it is. It's determining who is and isn't going to be seen on that stage, and you want to show that you have respect for the director, theater, and respect for the time that they're giving you to audition for that show. And obviously you don't have to come in some like extravagant dress or like a full suit or anything. No, you just have to come with maybe like a nice top, some jeans or whatnot. And for the guys, maybe like a nice pair of jeans, maybe a button down top, like a plaid button down, or like some kind of pattern button down or something. Still casual looking, but not like too nice either, Just kind of nice, I guess. I don't really know how else to explain that, but it just shows, it's another way to show that you have respect for what is going on in that audition room and everything. And these are kind of my little extra tidbits, my little extra...
Wow.
Yeah. So, on audition day, if you happen to have bad allergies, or you are just getting over a cold or some kind of sickness and like you can't sing that well, do not make that known to the people who are like in front of you, like either a director, casting director, whoever it is, do not make that known. If you come up there and before you start singing and you say, hey, like, my nose is real stuffy, I got bad allergies, so I might not sound that good, it shows them that you don't have much confidence then. They will be able to tell, even if they've never heard you sing before, they can tell when somebody has a stuffy nose, and they will take that into consideration. They will consider, like, oh, well, their voice cracked a little bit, but they had a stuffy nose. But I believe that they can do what they were trying to do in their audition. Just don't make it known. Because it, like, again, like I said earlier, it just shows that you don't have much confidence in what you're doing, and confidence is key. It's a very cliche phrase that is tossed around all over the place, especially in like the theater community, but it's true. Confidence is key, and so just go on that stage or in that audition room and just do your best, and don't let them know about every little thing that could hinder the outcome of your audition in general. And now, I will say, some, not all, but some auditions for musicals specifically will either have a dance call that is either mandatory or not mandatory. Some might not even have a dance call at all. It really just depends. So it's something that you might want to be prepared for. You might want to buy yourself a pair of jazz shoes, like some fairly cheap but still nice jazz shoes, just to have with you just in case there is a dance call that was either not mentioned on their website, or it was just something that is mentioned after your audition saying, like, hey, come tomorrow to this dance call. And so just be prepared for that. And every once in a while, they may also have you read a couple of lines from the script, from the show and everything, just so that they can get an idea of your acting abilities. And so they can get an idea of, how well would they portray this character? And like, how is, just in general, how would they do it themselves over somebody else that went before them? And so that's just some things to just be prepared for, just in case, because not every theater does that for their auditions, but it's just, again, something to be prepared for. And yeah, just with all the tidbits of knowledge that I have provided so graciously at like 8 at night on a Tuesday, go forth, my friends. Go forth and audition. Have fun. Be confident in your abilities, and just be creative. Go have fun. Yeah. And I wish you guys the best for your upcoming auditions. So yeah. Peace. See ya. God loves you. Bye.